We support these women, we support the trials they're going through, but we also support the baby that they're carrying as well, and we're going to do everything we can in this state to help them.
In a state known for abortion leniency, the pro-life movement scores a big legislative victory. Florida does an about-face in the battle to save the unborn. Welcome back to EWTN News In Depth. Life after Roe, debate in the states. This week, we continue our look at what could happen in some key state legislatures should the Supreme Court overturn or severely limit Roe v. Wade in the Dobbs ruling later this year. From states leaning pro-life to states leaning pro-abortion, we look at the wide range of legislative possibilities in our special series. Our reporting team, Mark Irons, Catherine Hadro, and Teresa Tomeo, fanned out across the country. Our targets, California, Tennessee, Michigan, Florida, Maryland, and Vermont. This week, Florida. For years, the state has allowed abortions up to 24 weeks and has become a known destination in the Southeast for out-of-state women seeking more lenient restrictions. But a sea of change has just flooded Florida. A week ago, a big win for the state's pro-life movement. Catherine Hadro explains this in this week's report, Life After Roe, Debate in the States.
I wanted to make sure that Florida was in a position to be able to protect the children here in this state.
Kelly Stargell is the Florida state senator who introduced a 15-week abortion ban into the Sunshine State Senate. Designed after the Mississippi abortion law currently being debated at the U.S. Supreme Court, the Florida bill passed the GOP-controlled state Senate late last Thursday in a 23-15 vote, following what was contentious debate.
But to not have an exception for rape or incest, really, or human trafficking, baffles many of us.
I believe that life begins at conception, and I'd rather lose my next election than ever be wrong on this issue.
It basically says that it is within the state of Florida, you will not be able to have an abortion past 15 weeks unless it's regarding the life of the mother or if you have a fatal fetal abnormality.
The bill's passage even sparked reaction from the nation's highest office. President Joe Biden called Florida's abortion bill dangerous, and Vice President Kamala Harris said it was extreme. Local media is reporting Florida Planned Parenthood branches are preparing to help with costs to fly patients to other states for abortions.
I think the protections are warranted.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' office confirms to EWTN News In Depth he will sign the bill into law when it comes to his desk. It will take effect July 1st. This 15-week cutoff will be a dramatic shift from the state's current 24-week abortion limit. Florida reported nearly 75,000 abortions in 2020 alone. In sheer numbers, Florida has the third highest amount of abortions in the nation, and the abortion rate is the fifth highest when calculated with the state's population.
It's a really unique situation that's happening in our state because we've had a Republican, a pro-life majority for some time, and we keep doing things through the years. We keep hitting up against that constitutional amendment, and that constitutional interpretation that has been a challenge.
I think a lot of it results from the prior Supreme Court precedent.
With Governor DeSantis committed to signing the 15-week abortion ban into law, experts say the future of Florida's pro-life landscape depends on what happens here at the Florida Supreme Court.
James Uthmeyer is chief of staff to Governor DeSantis.
In Florida, a lot of people don't realize our state constitution has been interpreted by a prior court to provide a right of privacy protections that are broader abortion rights than what's been interpreted at the federal level.
Uthmeyer points to DeSantis' recent appointment of 3 justices to the Florida Supreme Court and how that's likely to reshape the state's pro-life politics, especially if the state's highest court takes up the new abortion limit once it's law.
I think we have a court that would love to revisit this issue and would interpret things differently.
If you had told us a couple of years ago we could shrink our window in which abortions are happening from viability down to 15 weeks, we would be thrilled with that opportunity.
Michael Sheedy is executive director of the Florida Conference of Catholic Bishops. As a top Catholic policy expert in the state, Sheedy has seen firsthand how Florida's constitutional right to privacy has been a roadblock to pro-life lobbying efforts over the years.
It felt like judicial activism, honestly, I think, and we've had to contend with that for a long time.
But the Catholic leader also understands the limits of politics in protecting life and how the pro-life frontliners are those directly serving families in need.
Matthew 25, is a call to care for the least among us. I think that we're really proud in Florida of a lot of the great work happening in parishes, among individuals, and the broader, community to assist women, particularly through crisis pregnancy centers.
The state of Florida currently gives $4.5 million in appropriations to 97 different pregnancy care centers throughout the state of Florida. The funds are distributed through the Florida Pregnancy Care Network, which contracts with pregnancy centers and a cost reimbursement program. Pregnancy centers which contract with the program are reimbursed for things like pregnancy tests, time spent with counseling, for childbirth and parenting classes. Rita Gagliano serves as executive director of the Florida Pregnancy Care Network. She's witnessed the devastating effects of Florida's existing law, which currently permits late-term abortion.
We have not only residents seeking abortions up to 24 weeks, but women coming from outside of the state seeking abortion. And so we've become known as a destination place for late-term abortion.
Gagliano hopes Florida lawmakers designate more money for the Florida Pregnancy Care Network, with the new 15-week abortion ban expected to soon be law.
It's not going to mean it's time to rest, so we can't become complacent because we're actually going to get busier. We're going to see more women, and while there's still going to be some abortions, especially initially, more and more women are going to be seeking our care.
There's a shared theme in our interviews. The 15-week abortion bill is a step in the right direction, but more needs to be done to address the state's high abortion rate.
We can and we must do better.
We need to save lives, and I believe this legislation will save thousands of lives, but we can't stop there. We really do need to focus on the children and their parents. So the governor has record-setting budget proposals on adoption, foster care.
As the nation awaits the Dobbs Supreme Court ruling, pro-life Floridians await a likely major abortion case of their own at the state Supreme Court.
My hope is that, if Roe v. Wade is overturned, we are positioned right now to be able to start enacting in our state. And my thought is that that would probably be challenged at our Florida Supreme Court as well, and maybe we can have a different day in Florida.
Reporting from Tallahassee, Florida, Catherine Hadro, EWTN News in Depth.